Okay, everybody, we have our final game, game number 8. This one is Barry Applestein versus Michael Pistone. Barry on Watto, and Mike or Michael on WHAP. We have a plan. Uh,
Mike's hand looks really bad.
I mean, because he hasn't done
I
all the
think it
WHAP
was
stuff.
7 red cards and mace.
I mean, I don't mind the mace because,
I like the mace just fine, but the 7 red cards is
yeah, the problem with the mace is
it's going to
because
slow your start.
he's gonna want to eventually move somebody into the throne room. If you move the queen and you run into the possibility of a barrier going down and barrier here in the courtyard, you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
So
and we
you
see he grabs
necessarily
a
you kind of
queen.
want to run
You
somebody
know,
else like anybody else at that point. And if your best character to run in is with mace, that's feels bad.
yeah.
But
And Barry did quietly observing and showed Watto and Sebulba.
it's like he learned this deck from Johnny Chu.
Yeah, I mean this deck's been floating around for a little while. Like if he puts in
Yeah.
inserts, we can blame Johnny.
And Mike
So,
playing the AI PC approved alternate image Jedi business. So gotta love seeing that.
yep.
Mike with don't do that. He plays a don't do that again to suspend mobilization points, so that way Barry can't go and ditch the mob points for search and destroy, causing an extra point of damage.
Which makes sense. I mean, that Mike's gonna struggle for at least a few turns with trying to go at Tatooine,
Yeah,
and he's not necessarily gonna have someone at a battleground site right away either. Which means if Barry had dropped Search and Destroy, that's gonna ping
yeah,
two or three times before Mike can do anything about it, and that's bad.
that is super bad.
So Barry's doing a dig for some. I'm not sure what Barry's digging for. Oh, it's Watto, and then
Um,
he was figuring out
Malister is
spells. He
probably the
got
first one.
Malister. Yep, and not Sebulba.
Um,
Usually you'll see, or
yeah,
is he
usually you
trying? Is
pull
he gonna?
Sebulba with Nichuba.
Yeah, and I'm wondering. He pulled up the search and destroy. Is he gonna go super aggro and like throw somebody in space and save nothing and just go crazy? Like,
No,
oh, so he had the
Sebulba from
Sebulba
hand.
in hand. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got the Emperor's shuttle. Like, he might be thinking, why
I don't think
not?
you necessarily. Well, you might.
I don't think he's got a pilot. Like,
But the thing is, if
oh,
he's got,
apparently he says,
yeah, I was gonna say against WAP, like, where do
let's
you, like
yield
the
them.
WAP
Yeah.
only plays like two starships,
And
and I like
especially
him putting the pressure on.
if Mike's not starting the Navy, I don't have any problem with this, especially because Barry
Yeah,
definitely had a Gick in his opening hand.
yeah, no, this is
Like, this is,
super aggro. I'm gonna deal as much quick damage as I can. And the thing is, you know what Mike is going to try and do in his first turn. Like, you're not afraid of Mike coming down to in front of Sebulba or Watto.
yeah. No, you're not the least bit worried about that. And honestly, I sort of hate the like I don't hate Barry, but I kind of hate what he's doing here with the he's going to cause Mike to lose 3 force before Mike's even had a turn.
That I hate.
Like that's
I'm a
unpleasant to play against, and I've never
it's
been a fan of Watto simply
same.
because of that. Like it's
I'm in the same. I have been in the same boat for you with you since Watto has become a deck. I I feel dirty playing Watto, and but
and
and the thing like if it was not the first turn, if you weren't able to do it on the first turn, I'd be fine.
yeah,
But against a deck like I hate decks like Watto, and I don't like Hunt Down because it puts the light side player in a position where they have to lose force before they even can do
before they can
anything,
do anything.
and
Yep.
it's the worst.
And
So
Barry dropped fanfare, but didn't go get the Shizor's bounty,
he
which
might have just
makes
drawn
me
into it.
wonder if he drew into it because he didn't go get it right away. So it might not have been in his force pile, and then he drew into it instead.
Yeah,
which is fine. I mean, I don't think Mike's going after him this turn, and like that's part of it for Mike. I think Mike's in a.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like,
I'm not
I,
sure what position you're in here.
I think if you're Mike, you have to throw Mace down in front of Sebulba, make him have the Shizor's bounty, make him play it, and yeah, you're going to
Yeah,
lose. You're probably going to lose force, or make him use two force to let him to play for two. But you have to do that. You have to get
yeah, because
Watto
it'll
in a
shut
position
down
that they don't
search
want
and
to be.
destroy, or at least slow down the search and destroy, and then you throw Amidala and move her. Because once he plays the bounty, he's used that one force. He can't
Exactly.
stop the Amidala.
Yeah.
Well,
I
although
mean,
he's not doing that, it looks like he's just going to throw down Camino, throw down the Camino site.
and
I
Mace is sitting at the
mean,
courtyard.
so far, like he's still deploying stuff, but like
You got to
Barry's
think
going
that
in
he's
here
going to go
next
into the
turn.
courtyard, or he's going to go
The
into the
hallway, yeah,
hallway.
he's got to go to the hallway. You got to move him. But
I
like
mean,
Barry's now going to be activating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Barry's
9,
activating a
10,
lot.
12, 13, 14. Barry's activating like 15 force, which is
Yeah,
bad. And
and the one thing is, Mike could now, and I think Mike should play the queen to the courtyard right now and move her in.
yeah,
And the
and
reason
maybe
is
just move the queen and
exactly
leave
that way
Mace
you don't
there.
lose the search and destroy. You're not losing two force from that.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to lose three force for the drains, and then two to the probably two.
objective. Yeah, you're not paying to.
But
You're not letting him deploy, or you're not going to let him deploy for free. I don't
is
know
he
what
going
Mike's.
back into his deck for the site? Like, I mean,
I think I just wanted to check for something else, probably, and Barry was fine with that. So,
well, I mean, it looks like Mike only has three cards in his force pile.
yeah, and I think he was figuring out if there was something else he was looking for before he activates
Yeah.
with his objective
Well, the one thing is he could the queen deploys for three to Naboo
and moves for free, but
and
he
moves for
says,
free.
nope, I'm just going to move Mace
So Mike's
and
going to be
pick a few up.
taking
Yeah, so Mike's
six.
now going to lose another to search and destroy. Like,
This just feels bad. And there goes
I'll be honest,
Cody.
none of these answers felt good, though.
No,
But like that's part of that is a shiny Cody. But like that's part of what we've talked about before. Like and
and
just talked about earlier. Like this Watto is just extremely early pressure.
yeah. Now Mike,
And it's
he draws everything. Now he can't activate because of the objective, which he does do on Barry's
and
turn.
then
They're tracking us to activate another one, so he's got now two force.
what are
That
you
could possibly
gonna
save him two, but the problem is Barry's going to deploy something for two force.
yeah, like are you gonna let him deploy something for 2 force? Because if I'm Barry, I'm gonna start throwing cards down that I can deploy. Like
Yep, there's neighboring leads, and there's to the drain neighboring leads
yep,
that they're tracking us and grappling hook.
grappling hook. And you don't like losing any of those, but the neighboring actually is kind of bad. Like you would have
Oh,
liked to be
the
able to
neighboring was the
neighboring.
worst card to lose there.
Neighboring's a really good card to
Yeah.
you know jump on and get around the Shizor's bounty hitting.
Yep. There's the Emperor,
There's Emperor on the shuttle. I will
glaring
say I'd have at
Emperor.
least contemplated using the Emperor as a Watto card on the off chance Mike decided to pay two because he's losing so many force right now.
Yeah.
That seems really bad.
And I think, yeah. And that's the problem is like Mike is in such a bad position here. There goes a sense and a blaster deflection. Again, two
Yeah,
kind of important cards. The sense
this
maybe
is
not.
not the deck Mike wanted to face.
No, 100%. This is the deck
This
I didn't want
is
to put face.
this is a deck no one likes to face.
And
Like
the best
Watto's not a
now, I will say this: in Game 7, I actually had to play against Barry. However, it was his Watch Your Step versus my Revenge of the Sith Maul.
okay. So you took over his cantina and he hated you a little bit.
He hated me a lot of it because I kept Luke almost off the table the entire game.
Yeah.
And I had
So,
Erica sitting at the cantina draining for 2.
and there's the We Must Accelerate for Decree Virtual.
Imperial Decree.
And yeah, Mike is hating all of life right now.
Nah, Mike had a good time out in Germany and the rest of Europe. So,
Fair enough.
I mean, he's
Mike
hating
is hating
Barry.
the game.
He's hating Barry.
No one hates Barry.
Nobody hates Barry. Mike mildly dislikes Barry at this point because of the
Mike
deck
is
that Barry decided to play.
contemplating kicking Barry under the table, but it'll be a friendly kick.
I would have been kicking him the entire game. I've been like, Barry, you're bad. Don't like you, Barry. Feel my shit. Feel your shins getting
person,
hurt.
and I hope you feel bad about this.
Yeah. I mean, on the side, though, like, Barry is so far ahead at this point. There goes Jularn, who is a very important card. I like Mike activating 1, using Walkling to go get the Unita here. There it is.
Yeah, because he needs that Yularen to have a chance in space.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll be honest, I'm not positive he has a chance in space, but, like, Yularen's his only shot.
So the one nice thing is, if he can find the Galactic Republic space card, that the name is avoiding me right now.
Galactic Republic Navy or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. If he could find that, find the Resolute, get it to in front of the Emperor. He's drawing 2 Destiny. It's immune to attrition less than 6. But you're probably going to run into a barrier.
And he does. Interesting that. I guess if I'm Barry, I think Battle Order's fine. I'm a little surprised he dropped Battle Order instead of, like, Coward.
I'm a little surprised he didn't drop Coward or what. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, he didn't retrieve anything up to this point, but the Coward would block the drain anyways, and I think it would have been worth throwing out right now. Yeah, the Yularen is good.
It does look like Mike has a blue card in his hand. It looks like it's the Queen's Royal Starship. So the one nice thing is he moves the mace over into the throne room, deploys the Queen, and then because he's flipped, now he can do WHAP things, which nobody likes seeing WHAP things unless it's me or Pat Johnson or Robbie.
No, I agree. Both
Chris
of these
Kelly.
decks are people who are,
bad people.
They like it when people don't like them. So, but
okay, here's my question.
At least one more turn.
I like WHAP. Does that make me a bad person?
Don't ask questions you don't want to hear the answer to.
Projection of Skywalker going on to the junkyard.
I mean, like, Mike's fine right now with the position. He lost a bunch of force early, which stinks. And Barry's trying to slow it down, and now we see Anakin plus another Jedi Saber, and
there's
Barry casually throws the Shizor's bounty out and says, all right, I got one. What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do here?
And that's really what Mike's got to figure out is, like, okay, Anakin's cool, and the Saber's cute, but, like, what else are you going to do here?
He's going to lose 2 force on his turn.
Yeah. And, does Barry's got a pretty solid hand right now. And
that's the thing is Barry has a really good hand.
Like, Anakin may not be long for this junkyard. Actually, he's at Mos Espa, so he might not be long for Mos Espa. Whatever.
Well, the problem is he went down to Tatooine. As we all know, Anakin hates sand.
He does, and that might have been the problem, is he went where there was sand and, but he might kill all of them. The men, the women, even the children. We don't know.
The women and the children, Sebulbas?
Yes. There are female Dougs, I'm sure, somewhere. And I don't know what else Barry's going to be deploying.
How do you know?
So, I mean, Barry's hand looks like there's a lot of red and a
There,
little bit of
yeah, but the
blue
thing
and
is,
not
like
much
Barry
else.
has tricks. I saw in a saw Aura Singh with
Oh,
there.
and
Vader is
there's
with
it could
lightsabers
be
in there.
worsening the drain,
Okay.
and Barry grabs that,
I
which
mean,
I
I
think
would
is
have
smart.
rather. Could you reduce the force loss by?
You cannot.
Okay.
You can't. It could be worse. Because you have to lose two is the cost.
Yeah,
You're not forced to lose it. I
I
if you
kind of
don't
want to look
lose
it up.
two, you don't get to.
I want a Greg's in it.
You've not fulfilled it. Greg's answered it more than once, and whatever the logic behind it was, it's if you lose, you haven't lost the two, which is therefore a problem.
Yeah. Well, hopefully
So
nobody runs out. Nobody. Hopefully no one plays Watto against me anytime soon.
note to self: bring Watto to Ohio.
I will slap you.
Note to self: bring Watto to Ohio and stay 5 feet away from Dan at all times. I mean, that second
I
part
will
sounds like a
pay
valid.
AJ to slap you.
AJ does not want to be left in
I'll
Ohio.
make sure
I
he does
have
it
his
on
ride
the way
home.
home. Oh,
There's the broken con because Barry is a
degenerate.
mean person.
Barry is by, okay. Here's the problem. Who's more evil, Barry or the designer of this deck that Barry is playing?
Mm,
As we see Barry
so
disappointed.
your question is more of a philosophical. Is it more bad to have designed a hateful idea or to utilize the hateful idea someone else made available? And I don't know that I want to get that deep into a philosophical discussion while Barry decides what exactly he's going to use to make Anakin go away.
I mean, he can use almost anything at this point. Like
But
his hand is fully loaded and ready to fire at Anakin Skywalker.
yeah, but I think they're both bad.
Yeah, and the biggest problem is
And there's the first
that's
strike.
a
So
big problem.
now Mike can either play an interrupt or he can cancel a Battle of Destiny, but he ain't doing both.
Yeah,
That's a problem. Although honestly, if Barry only comes down with those two guys, that feels a little wasteful. Like
maybe.
this sort of feels like the time you just go, all right, I'm gonna empty my hand on you.
Yeah, I would hate that. Ooh, excuse me.
Like,
Yeah, I would
don't
not
do
hate
that to
that
me.
because Mike has
He,
to have that horrible decision of are you going to play an interrupt or are you going to cancel my
yeah.
destiny?
Do I need to play the Hoojiks? And it does look like Barry might have actually sort of emptied his hand. I think I only saw one other gray card in there.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of red, and then I think he's got a Zuckuss and Forlom and Mist Hunter as well. So, which would be a rude surprise if
I
Mike
mean,
tries to
there's
come
his
down.
reserve deck. It's not the best
Yeah, those are
destiny.
kind of bad, honestly. It's like
Yeah.
a
I mean, the
4-5,
client's a
three
what, a
one
five?
3. Client's a 5.
I
But
mean,
there's a couple decent
Kylo's the worst
destiny.
destiny and a one.
Yeah, I think you got fours, fives, couple threes in the Tarkins, and then a one in
I
Kylo.
mean, if you think about it, it's
There
not the.
is a 3,721 in there.
Oh no,
So
Barry is worse and
I'm
worse.
mentally thinking unkind things about Johnny Chu, and I feel a little bit bad because I like Johnny a lot. But yeah, I'm going to stick with them kind of mentally coming up with unkind things. And there's the Aura Singh.
Are you seriously thinking bad things about Johnny Chu, or are you thinking bad things about Barry right now?
A little bit about Johnny Chu, a little bit about Barry. They're
A
both,
little bit about
again,
yourself.
those are constant. That's a separate conversation entirely. But the philosophical discussion of the like who's worse, the player or the player that allows it to go. So
as he pulls
Barry
the
says, I
numbers.
don't feel like drawing that 3. I'll just stack a 5 in. Or is he inserting right away as
I
well?
think he's
Okay,
inserting it
might
because
as
he.
well.
I mean, why
He's
not?
probably going to
Because
lose a
I mean,
couple of his guys.
how many shields does Mike have out on the table?
Mike's got 4 shields out. Mike is
Yeah.
busted. And Barry's like, fine, I'm going to lose, you know.
Oh yeah, and then you have to replace the
Barry's
sleeve.
fine with losing the Vader and Aura.
I mean, do you go after those, or do you go after you hit the Sebulba?
I mean, you're going to end
It's,
up with 3 characters on table, and you're going
yeah.
to have a 6, a 3, and a whoever's left at Mos Espa
So
against. So you're going to have a minimum of 10 against Mike's 2. Like,
yeah,
really, Mike's best case scenario is to spin to hit it on the draw early, where Aura, well, I guess Aura's a 4. So you still have like 1, 2, 3
yeah.
or 1, 3, 3. Like you're still costing him 3 force if it hits right now.
And I'll tell you right now, I could just tell by Mike's language, like his body language right now, he's not happy.
Yeah, no, Mike is
Mike
not
is
pleased at any of
restraining
this.
himself. He is showing so much patience right now.
Yeah, Mike is displeased at this whole chain of events. That's for sure.
He has every right to be.
Yeah, he's unenthused
I wonder
about the
what
way
the
this is
delay
going. I
is.
think
I
they're
think there
trying to
was a
figure
rules
out
question.
something. Well, they've got to figure out a sticker or something for the sleeve. And like Mike's now also going, okay, how do I get this sticker off my sleeves? There we go with
Why does he have to have a
the
sticker on the sleeve?
because the sleeve has to be marked. Because it's got to go face down and it's got to be marked.
Oh, that's right.
So now Mike's like, I'm gonna end up with a marked sleeve. That's actually mildly annoying. So, so now I have to bring a thing of stickers with when I bring Watto. All right. What kind of stickers does Dan not want to have on a sleeve? These are the questions I have to answer.
I mean, I
And I'll
would.
have an entire week with no wifely supervision sitting in a hotel next week
You know what? I
in
have a
a
pack of
town where I
stickers
can
sitting
buy
right
lots of
here.
stickers.
I have a pack of stickers sitting right here.
Yes, but I think you like those stickers. I want
Yeah.
stickers you don't like.
Um.
As they're
Well,
sorting this out, and we're just sort of filling airtime talking about how I can annoy Dan in the future. Um, Obviously, you're going to be watching this on YouTube. Lots of
yeah.
other great ways to get access to what you're seeing here. Obviously, check out the other YouTube videos for games you haven't seen.
And
This will make sure, this is game 8 from Worlds. So there'll have been eight games of Worlds plus the finals are all streamed. We've
yeah,
got the Continentals game streamed. There's lots of stuff going on. The OCS
it's right
playoffs are
around the corner.
starting any day now.
I think it starts tomorrow. Like they have to have the deck list in on October 15th, which
I,
is
I did my fantasy bracket today.
okay.
So
So here we go. Swing at
that's a swing
Anakin.
and a
That's
hit.
gonna hit.
That's a 5 and a 3. So Anakin is now hit and forfeit 0.
And more importantly, Mike is only using the Jedi lightsabers here. So I mean, even if he hits one of those two characters, they're still going to retain their forfeit value.
Mike was never going to overflow anybody anyways. They
Yeah,
can't
I
be
know. But it
they
just
can't be
feels
killed for
better, you know.
attrition. Yeah, Mike I think was seriously so he's
Oh,
a 4 and a 1. Yeah, he swung at Aura, so he
okay.
hit her.
Well,
I
no, he
think
was going to
Mike
hit
might have
anybody
been
there because Anakin adds one.
Oh yeah, so it was actually a 5 and a 2.
Yeah, so that would have hit
I
Vader.
I think Mike might have been contemplating not drawing or not swinging and just going, okay,
Don't. I didn't see what Barry drew there for Destiny,
a
but Mike draws a
3.
one. It's a two.
Barry drew a 3.
Oh,
And Mike
just
says I don't
concedes.
have the gick and
Yeah.
He's power 6
Barry, you are a
to
terrible person.
10, 13. Yeah, like Mike was going to lose a bunch
Yeah.
and then very likely lose a whole bunch more very quickly.
Yeah.
So,
Barry, I hope you're watching. I mean, well done, Barry.
well played. I mean, Barry, you played this exactly as good as you could have.
Yeah.
I don't fault you for
Oh no.
playing a deck that was well done. I just hope you feel bad.
You know what? This makes me
So,
even more happy that I beat Barry in Game 7.
and not that you had to play this in game 8.
Heck yes. So,
Congratulations to Barry.
congrats, nice job, Mike.
And Mike
Sometimes you run into Watto.
Yeah, I mean, like they shook hands, and are they just now trying to play it out? Like, all right,
Yeah.
okay, it was already.
Yeah.
Mike might have conceded a smidge early. Looked like maybe he was saying,
Yeah,
and
maybe.
then said nope, never mind.
I just think he doesn't
So
want to play against Watto. I don't blame him.
I think he was done either way. I mean, he was peeling for battle damage,
Yeah.
and then he was peeling another 7 for the numbers damage. Like he was in a bad spot that whole.
And what's worse is we don't know where
He
the
was
sticker
fighting
was.
from behind the whole game. We don't know what.
We don't know where the sticker was.
I just don't recognize the cartoon. I know it was a cartoon. I just
Bluey.
didn't know. I don't think it's Bluey, is it?
It's 100% Bluey.
Okay, maybe Bluey or. You know what? I was thinking Blue's Clues.
You are
It's not
too
Blue's
old.
Clues. No, my children are too old.
Same thing.
Quiet you.
And with all on that note, I say that's all for tonight. Thanks everybody for watching, and take care of yourselves.
Night all.